currents. So, and you might be thinking, convection currents. Mrs. Holbrook already taught me about convection currents. And I hope she did, because she was teaching you about weather. And when you teach somebody about weather, you teach them about convection currents. But guess what? Convection currents come into play in many of Earth's systems. And that includes the geology and the formation of the Earth. So you just learned, because I just taught you, that the center of the Earth is hot. It is very, very hot. And so you've got, okay, we have that. I'm not going to erase that. So we have the center of the Earth here, right? And then we have the outer core. There's the inner core. There's the outer core. It's also quite hot. And then we have the mantle. I'm going to make the mantle black. And the mantle is a thick liquid, kind of the consistency of peanut butter, but still liquid, okay? So what happens is the bottom part of the mantle gets heated, and then up here we have the crust, and it's broken up into plates, right? The crust is broken up into plates. And if you look, you can see the plates up on, you can kind of see most of the plate boundaries up on my my map in the back of the room. There's plate boundaries all over the place, and the plates are getting pushed around because they're riding on the mantle. So we're gonna experiment. Oh, and I just realized I forgot the foam. Your instructions are gonna say, use a little piece of foam. I'm gonna cut up some aluminum foil, use a little piece of aluminum foil instead of the foam on your instructions, okay? So the aluminum foil is going to represent a little piece of the Earth's plate, okay? So the plate is riding on the mantle. Now the mantle is a consistency of peanut butter. So it goes really slowly. Like our convection currents that we're making today are going to be in water. Well, water is a very, very thin liquid, and it's going to flow pretty freely. Magma, and well, not magma, magma is melted rock, but the mantle is made out of this peanut buttery melted rock, but not like crazy liquid melted rock. It's gonna move very, very slowly, but it's the same action, okay? So we're gonna make a convection current in a water dish today, and you guys are gonna watch it, okay? So I'm gonna do one, and you guys are all gonna do one yourself. And like I said in my other video, don't mess this up, because if you mess this up, if I'm not here again, which actually like legit might happen, right? So so then death to you, not death. You won't die, but you'll wish you were dead. It'll be worksheets to you. It's worse than death. So let's aim this down at my thing. Over here. I was aiming my video and I accidentally activated Siri and all the things. Okay, so I think you guys can see me now. You won't be able to see my amazing face, but let's be real. It's like not looking real great. So, I literally rode out of bed at like 5:10 this morning and came to school and started making videos for you people. And so that's what I've been doing all morning. So, okay, you got your tub of water. It needs to be cool water. You need to start with cool water, okay? And then you're gonna make 4 of these cups are gonna be a stand for your water. Okay. So, now, your instructions say to use red food coloring and green food coloring, okay? Or blue food coloring. Spoiler, the store didn't have blue. So we're gonna use green instead, okay? But we're still gonna use the red to indicate the hot. Now, let me show you how this works. So you open it up, you twist it open, okay? There's gonna be 1 red dropper. Not every group needs their own dropper. We don't need to be messing up all the droppers. They're a pain in the butt to clean, okay? Now, this part, I'm gonna scooch out of the way because I'm doing this with red and I'm wearing red. You take up just a little bit of stuff and you put it down at the bottom and you touch it to the bottom and you squeeze it out and you should get a little blob of red food coloring at the bottom. Now, you can see I got a little bit swimming around, but my thing didn't just turn bright red. I solidly have a dot of red at the bottom. Now, let's talk about science. Sometimes science doesn't go the way you would like it to, okay? Also, I'm gonna put a dot of green on either side, okay? So down at the bottom, I'm not squeezing, some of it's coming off the tip. I'm touching the bottom and now I'm squeezing gently. And then I'm just gonna stop squeezing, come over here, squeeze gently, and then I've got that. Guys, I'm tired. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my camera over here to show you, pardon the bad cinematography. Close your eyes if you get sick with this stuff. I get sick with bad cinematography. So it should look like that, okay? Solid things at the bottom. A little bit swirling around because it's gonna happen, but solid things at the bottom. So let's talk about, the phone is touchy. And every time I touch it, it like stops. So let's talk about science. So I did this and I did not get a cloud of red. You might follow my instructions absolutely perfectly and get a cloud of red or get a cloud of green. If that happens, you need to start over because you messed up your experiment. And you might be saying, Mrs. Barlow, because this happened in the last class, I didn't mess up. I didn't have everything perfectly and it still didn't work. Let me tell you a story. It's Mrs. Barlow's story. Okay, you ready for Mrs. Barlow's story? We're gonna tilt this up for the Mrs. Barlow story. Once upon a time, I was at the University of Utah and I was doing a laboratory experiment and we were trying to make a superconductor, okay? So when you make a superconductor, one of the big problems is that we live in a magnetic field. The Earth has a magnetic field of its own. It's created when, I think I just taught you how the Earth's magnetic field is created when you've got the solid core, which is made out of iron and nickel, which are both paramagnetic elements, and then it's spinning at a different rate than the liquid outer core, and that creates a current, and a moving current makes a moving charge, makes a magnetic field. So the Earth has a magnetic field. Well, if you get magnetic flux trapped in your superconductor won't superconduct, okay? So how do you make a superconductor? You have all this stuff, and then you cool it with liquid nitrogen, which is extremely cold. I think it's negative 170 degrees Celsius, okay? It's crazy cold. Once your stuff is cooled, then you wait for the superconductor to start superconducting. But if you get magnetic flux trapped in there, then you have to wait for everything to warm back up again and become room temperature and start all over. So my partner and I worked on this in class for 4 hours, getting magnetic flux trapped in there. And so we have to let it warm back up again. And then we start over and we follow those instructions perfectly. And it didn't work. So we talked to our professor, like, what do? We worked on this for 4 hours and we didn't get it done. So he's like, you know what I'm gonna do for you people? I'm gonna open up the lab. You can come in the lab tomorrow and work on it tomorrow. And which is very trusting of him. You know, anyway, I guess if we destroyed anything, we just would have been arrested. But anyway, so we go in the lab the next day and we were there for, I'm not even kidding, 8 hours. 8 hours we were there. Working on this lab, trying to make our superconductor. Never got the superconductor. We kept getting magnetic flux trapped in there. I think we did that experiment probably, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 times. Because you gotta wait for a long time. So each round takes like an hour. But we worked on that thing for 12 hours and never got it right. And I swear to you, we followed those instructions perfectly. So today, when you're doing this, you're gonna follow my instructions perfectly. I know you are, I trust you. Some of you might get clouds and you just have to start over and be grateful it doesn't take an hour. And I have confidence that you will be able to get it eventually. And if you just can't get it and you keep getting red clouds, watch somebody else's experiment, right? Like, so there's gonna be 5 tables. There's one set of apparatus per table. Just watch somebody else's that is working. It's cool. Or you can just watch mine. Or there's another one that's a YouTube video, watch that one. If you really can't get it, I get it. It's science. You follow the instructions perfectly, and I don't know why, but things there's funny little variables that we just don't realize. Maybe you didn't touch the thing close enough. You squeezed too hard. I don't know. It's life, okay? We deal with it, and don't let it stress you out. Science is supposed to be fun. There's a reason it's my favorite. So anyway, Let's do science. Okay. So right now we've got this going on. I'm gonna bring it in. Okay. Oh, hey, my thing's coming off the thing. Pardon the bad cinematography. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit, but it's not. That's it. That's it, guys. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so we've got red, we've got green, and now it's all one temperature. This is all just cool. Let's add some heat. Okay, so what happens when things get hot is that they expand and they become less dense, and so they rise. And so let's see what happens when we do this. So I'm gonna stand out of the way so we have the whiteboard behind it. Okay, so I'm gonna slide my cup in, and you guys are gonna slide your cups in, and all the cups are the same height, so it's gonna take a little bit of an effort. And for heaven's sakes, guys, be careful with your hot water because it's hot. I don't want any of you getting burned. All right, so now we wait. We've got hot water in there. You guys will have hot water. I have the coffee pot set automatically. If you don't have hot water, have the sub can take a beaker and microwave it. So we wait. Oh, I see stuff. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see what my red is doing? The red, so that I put my hot water directly underneath the red. So the red is heating up. The red water is heating up. And the green, okay, so you guys, oh, it's so cool. The green's coming in from the sides. So the red is going up and the green is coming in from the sides. And you can see, can you see some of the green is starting to come up too? It's so cool. Okay, and then it gets to the top. So it comes up to the top. And like there's beautiful lines. My experiment's working beautifully. And then you see it spreads out this way at the top, right? So it's gonna come up. So it's coming in from the sides and it's spreading this way. Spreading this way. And then it's coming this way, it's coming this way, it's coming this way. Is it starting to go back down yet? It's like a mushroom cloud. It's so cool. And if you look over here, it's starting to come down a little bit. And it's going to go down and it's going to get heated back up again. That's what we call a convection current because it goes in circles. So let's talk about what I expect you to be doing this whole time that your experiment's going. I'm just going to scratch down because I don't want to mess with that. So I want you drawing pictures and I want you asking questions. And there are a lot of what do you think questions on this lab. I want to know what you think. And I want you to actually think. In the last class, I'd say, what do you think? And they're like, I don't know. No, none of that. I want you to think about it. What do you think is going on? How does this relate to the surface of the earth? Or to the center of the earth? What's going on in our earth? What's similar between this and the center of the earth? Or the mantle? What's different between this and the mantle, right? Think about what you think might be happening. Draw me pictures, label the pictures. Scientists draw a lot of pictures, and I don't want anybody to say, Mrs. Barlow, I'm not an artist. Well, guess what? Neither am I. But you know what? If you do your best, you take it slow, you do a simple little drawing. It's a rectangle and some like little cylinders, or like they're topless cones is what they are. But just draw me things, label it. I just need a good drawing. Now, when you're all done, you need to clean up after yourselves. Okay. So what I want you to do not throw the cups away. All they had in them was air and water. Dump your cups out if they had water in them. If they have air, you don't need to dump the air cups out. Like that doesn't work. So dump the water cup out, stick it in my dish drainer. The air cups, stack them in a nice stack on my table there where all the stuff is, okay? This bin, dump it in the sink, rinse it, dump it, rinse it till it's nice, and then put it upside down in the dish drainer. Don't dry it with a paper towel. Don't stack it. Put it upside down in the dish drainer. It'll air dry and it'll be great. And I'll come back tomorrow and be like, oh, my science class is amazing because they cleaned up everything that I told them to clean up. At the end of the day, please stack your chairs on the table before you leave. Clean up any mess that you have. I will see you soon. I hope tomorrow. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.